In rom-com or harem anime, you'll oftentimes see female characters in particular refer to something called a shobu pantsu or victory panties. Typically, this is just like a funny way of saying like a lucky pair of underwear, but whenever it's used in rom-com or harem anime, I always take it and interpret it in a lewd sense, I guess, because in these anime, like, obviously who they're catering towards, people like me, um, you oftentimes see like lingerie or something like that, or like risque underwear, kind of lewd underwear, and the other characters will jokingly tell the other girl, like, "Oh, those are your shobu pantsu," because it's sort of like a thing that, for example, like let's say there's a guy and a girl that go into a love hotel, and once the girl reveals what type of underwear that she's wearing or her shobu pantsu, um, it will like turn the guy on basically. So it's a way to like seal the deal, so to speak. Um, but what you're looking at right here are my shobu pantsu. My battles are a little bit more abstract, I guess. These are a pair of official K-On! Underwear. And the moment I found out that these things exist, I needed to get my hands on them immediately. A little bit of background about these. I was looking for like random ass K-On! And anime clothes because, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of Nijigen Cospa stuff in particular, like the t-shirts and whatnot. Um, and Nijigen Cospa also puts out a bunch of other random stuff, like they've done jeans. I was trying to track down some Gochuman wa Usagi desu ka jeans for a while because I thought that would be kind of funny, but then I realized I don't really care that much about that. Um, and especially since, like, even in the aftermarket, you pay like $100 for a pair of jeans. It's kind of stupid. And I was just kind of looking around to see what other kind of stuff there is. And the K-On! Merchandise rabbit hole goes down pretty deep, as I'm sure some people know. A couple of my favorite things besides the underwear are probably my favorite, by the way. Some of my other favorite K-On! Merchandise, specifically related to clothes, there are K-On! Shoes, which are kind of like Converse All-Star high tops. And I really wanted those, but I couldn't find any in my size. I think the last time I looked on Mercari, there's maybe like a size 8 and maybe something a little bit smaller. And in Chuck Taylor Converse All Stars, I'm like an 8.5. So I almost went for it, but I talked myself out of it because I wouldn't be able to wear them anyways, so it'd be pointless. There are also some K-On! Official flip flops or something. I want to say they're flip flops. And there are also. I feel like there's something else. I'm just totally blanking. But there's a weird hodgepodge of stuff related to K-On! Out there that you can definitely go into. But my favorite are the underwear, just because of how ridiculous it is and how funny the concept of this is. Like, as soon as I saw this, like I said, I just burst out laughing because, as you can see, this design, this is on the rear side. Unfortunately, it'd be even more funny if it was on the front. But I guess if a girl wore this would be more funny in the back. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I didn't mean to imply anything about that. I was just. I should stop talking. So there are multiple designs for the K-On! Underwear. I got the one that called out to me in particular, and also the one that was in my size on Mercari for a reasonable price. You can get these for maybe between $40 and $50, probably like 3,000 to 6,000 yens, brand new. I wouldn't trust underwear that are used. These have have a tag, so I'm going to show you this in a second. But there are a number of designs. I like this one because it was the maids and the characters are kind of doing like the little usapyon thing, like the bunny ears. Almost looks like they're doing caramel dancing, except they only have one hand up at a time for some reason. Like you can see on Mio and Ritsu right there, they have like one hand up, right there, one hand. There's Mio's second hand, the other hand's up there. I don't really know what they're doing, but I just thought the girls look really cute in the maid outfits. I'm a big fan of that. And you can see Azunyan is also wearing bunny ears right there, so that's kind of like the whole bunny aesthetic. And the other pair that I really wanted was the beach episode one. There was like all the girls in bikinis on the back, and I thought that would be kind of crazy. But I think at the time it wasn't in my size. But let me get into the sizing actually, because I think that would be a worthwhile thing. So I kind of went for what I typically would get with underwear. This is just a men's medium. So with these, you got to look at the tag right here. It says a size waist, the top 76 to 84 centimeters, which is typically what my waist is for like shorts and jeans and whatnot. So I figured that I might as well get that. But while I'm here, I'm going to show you the tag. It kind of tells you the materials, how to wash it, and then on the front it has from the Keion Eiga right here. So this is from the movie, official TBS merch. Pretty legit. There might have been other ones, and by other ones I mean like I'm not sure if these were all released to coincide with the movie or there were some released with the TV show or after the fact or whatever. But this one just happens to have the movie right there. Can tag right there, and then wash tag, nothing too fancy. On the front, it's probably the least interesting thing. It does say, oh sorry, I bumped the camera. It does say HOUKAGO Tea Time right here with the logo. It's sort of like a soft gradient at the top. It kind of looks like I'm not sure what those things are called, like the crochet things, but it's sort of like those lace crochet things that you see at like fancy English and old people's houses and stuff like that, which kind of goes with the theme right here. You got I think this is a Victorian made, and then of course the characters like tea, and then with Keion, with the movie they went to London. Other details, it says Keion on the waistband, then of course on the back. So probably my biggest concern with these underwear was the fact that they wouldn't fit. I'm not gonna say I have the biggest Deka Chimpo in the land, but like this is a pair of Japanese underwear we're talking about right here. So I got a medium, and in retrospect, I probably should have gotten a large. I think the waist will be fine, but just looking at them, they're not that long, and that's a pet peeve of mine when it comes to underwear. So I have another pair I'm just going to kind of lay over that are pretty similar in the type of athletic sort of boxer brief type of underwear. Those are my Super Swag Mountain Dew Code Red underwear, and they're about the same on the waist right here. You can see, well, give or take. You're just going to have to take my word on it. The key difference is that these are a little bit longer. If I lay it over, so the Canon ones stop right here, and these go like maybe a thumb length or two longer. I think that's going to be the biggest problem with these underwear. And I mean, I'm not necessarily wearing for comfort. It's more for novelty. But I think I would have preferred something that would be a little longer, because my biggest pet peeve when I wear boxer briefs in particular is that they tend to ride up on you. Like just get all scrunched up and stuff. It's kind of annoying. So if I would get another pair, I would probably go for a large and then kind of compare and contrast. But otherwise, I think they're fine. Definitely going to get more pairs because I think it would be hilarious to collect them. Though literally nobody would see them. But I guess they would ultimately be my final line of defense, if you will. So I can definitely wear these though. I haven't washed them yet, but I'm definitely going to start throwing them into the rotation here. And then also, I can't remember if I showed this off in another video, but I got a Nijigen Kaspa Hirasawa Yui t-shirt right there. I could style that. If there was Keion pant, I wonder if there are Keion jeans. I don't know if Kaspa was making jeans at the time, but if they were, I should definitely track down a pair of Keion jeans and ultimately track down those Keion sneakers, because this would be the hardest fit of all time right here. You got the Keion t-shirt, underwear, pants potentially, and shoes. That would be pretty crazy. I also have actually two more Keion Nijigen Cosplay t-shirts. The other one is similar to this one except navy blue, and that is the Akiyama Mio one. And then I also have a Mio full graphic t-shirt that kind of has the London Union Jack on the front, and she's holding a teddy bear. But yeah, I just wanted to show off the epic Keion underwear that officially came out, and are absolutely awesome. Thanks for watching.